Right, good evening ladies and gentlemen, it's Greg here again with another unboxing of the newish kit by Zvezda. It's the MSTA-S assault gun, basically, howitzer, self-propelled howitzer, Russian 152mm self-propelled howitzer. MSTA-S. And it's a Zvezda kit and it's a 1/35 scale, and the box is pretty large, to say the least. I haven't opened this kit at all, so it's all sealed. It's got nice box work of the actual big beast, as you can see. Typical Zvezda boxing, solid firm boxing, which I do like. The kit number is 3, it's on the top there, is 3630. And there's the, it's better we can actually see the smaller picture now of what's on the front, on that side. And on the other side is the same. And on this side we have just the usual colour call outs, telling you what you're going to need. Zvezda and Humbrol. And there's the decal sheet. It's probably where it's made in Russia, blah blah blah. And on this side we just have some of their other kits, which are available. The Terminator one, I think John built that as well, it came out quite nice. And I've got the Armata, which I haven't ever built yet, but I do have that kit. And on the reverse of these new Zvezda kits we have pictures of the actual finished model and a bit of short history, I think, is it? Yeah, just a little bit of short history, and if I can get it in, a little bit more of the finished vehicle. Let me just see if I can. There. So as you can see, it's a rather large vehicle. It says it's there's 451 parts and it's 37.8 centimeters long from the end of the gun to the arse end. So it's a large model. So without further ado, let's have a look what we've got. I'm going to say I haven't opened it. The seal is still there, so I'll crack open the seal. And go from that. Right. Oh. As you can see, it's different to the Zvezda box, but it's still a nice solid box. And there we go. There's not as much plastic in there as I thought there was going to be, I must admit. One of the bags is come a bit loose, but let's have a look what we've got. I shall just move this box down here, because it's that bloody big I can't get all the stuff out. Right, so let's go with the first bag. It seems to have come open by itself. Leave that box slightly open. So I'm going to start off with, well, it looks like it's the running gear. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sprues, and that's the decal sheet. Let's have a look at the decal sheet first. Typical Zvezda, the Russian markings on all the numbers, and there it is, the MSTA-S Russian 152mm self-propelled howitzer. So I shall put that back in there. Right, so the 6 sprues for all the start off with some of the running gear. So I'll put the rest back in this bag, and we'll have a gander, see what we've got. I do like this colour plastic. I must admit, I do like this colour plastic. I do. It's nice to see, you know, when it's built, if there's any filling or needed or anything like that, and the detail is pretty good. So the Zvezda kits now are leaps and bounds ahead of what they used to be. So when I say I did the T3485 a couple of weeks ago, and that's a really nice kit. Looks really nice. And this starting off, this is looking a nice kit as well. Wheel detail is really nice. Obviously there's the rear of the wheel, obviously the pin mark, but you're never going to see that because it's on the inside. And there's some more. And it just says Zvezda. 2017. There we go. So you can see it's a new kit, well, newish kit I should say. But yeah, definitely looks good. Spare track links. They look really nice, really nicely detailed on both sides. Pin marks on that side, but we're not going to see those, so that's not be a problem. Right, so that's the first sprue. Let's have a look at the next one. Get to the box. It's that larger box, I haven't got much bloody room left in your kit. Right, let's just take some plastic out. We'll view that first. And we'll view this later. Put that to the side. We'll put that to the side for now. We can hide that. Right, so we have the lower tube, as you can see. A nice solid plastic. And I can't really tell if it's what because there's that part there, but the detail, I have to say, is superb. Underneath there, look at the detail on that. Some Dragon kits and all these new kits don't have that much detail. That's really nice. And even on the side, nice detail again. Nice bolt heads. Plenty of scope for weathering. I do like that. I say I do like the colour plastic to work with. It's really nice to work with. So that's the lower tub. We'll keep the instructions till last, I think. And by looking at the sprues that's come out here, we have a link and length track. So let's have a gander at the link and length track. There's two sprues the same here again. We have the sprocket and the return roller, and the detail is brilliant. It really is. The detail on that, on the tracks, lovely detail again on them tracks. And as you can see, the guide horns have to be put on separately, which are up there, and the sprocket's really nicely detailed. Everything's nicely detailed, it really is. And there's the guide teeth for the part that goes around the sprocket, one presumes. And there again you can see it's a Zvezda 2017. There's a few sinkholes on the reverse, but nothing that we can't really take out with. See, there's this little like dimples almost, but we can. Most of them are going to be hidden, but we're going to give them a good rub over with a sand. You can see them two there in the centre. There's not that much to take out really. Nothing much there risen, so they'll come out quite easily. But the level of detail, I have to say, is superb. I think that's the end of the muzzle brake there. It's a pity it's two-piece, but there again, can't have everything. I said the sprocket's really nice. Nice detail. So they say there's two of those in there, so there's two sprues of those. So let's pop that back on there for now. As we go along. And again, we have another sprue with the upper hull. As you can see, it's rather on the large side. Again, the level of detail again is superb. Again, you can't complain at that at all. That's really nicely done. Clasps and things at the back there, you can see. Very nice indeed. Same again, it'll have, yeah, 2017 again. So obviously if this kit is brand new from them. And then we have another sprue here with lots of little delicate parts, like light guards, electrical conduit. Some of it I haven't got a clue. And it's clean and crisp, there's no flash at all that I can see. Lots of fine details. Really some fine details. As you can see, some really nice fine details there. They really are. And the level of detailing on these pieces looks like wiring or something. And again, it's clean. I haven't got a clue what most of these parts are, but as we build them, I shall find out. So that's another nice sprue. Lovely level of detail. And we have a little plastic bag, a resealable bag with clear parts, and this netting. And I was saying about the last kit, the Tamiya, with their rope for their for the tow hooks. This is very similar again. Again, we got that similar sort of. Let me just bring that to there. Excuse my dirty fingernails. And again, we got that sort of colour as well on it, which will be useful. Just a bit of weathering, a bit of, you know, like I did with the Whippet. So that was just plain cotton, and I got a good end result. So you know, this will help quite a lot. And then we have two courses. We have one fine and one course. I presume these are for the filters at the back. I'm not overly keen on this stuff, but I do have the photo etch on order, so I don't think I'll be using those, but they're there anyhow. We shall see. And we have some clear sprues, so clear sprue of headlights, periscope blocks, so yeah, let's say it's nice and clear. Not very much else you can say, but it's there, so that's another plus to it, the clear parts. Let's reseal that so I don't lose the right, and we have a couple of rather large sprues now. And we have, this is the main body of the vehicle. So the engine, that's the engine deck. You see the level of detail again. They've got a nice cross hatching on the back there. I think this is the roof, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is, because there's all the hatches. The level of detail is brilliant. It really is. You see again all the level of detail again, and no injection marks or flash. That must be the barrel cleaning rod, which is one. Is that less than it isn't? That must be the. It isn't a log. It's too clean to be a log. I hope it isn't. Unless it's a barrel reading. I can't see it being anything else. But that's not a big problem. Now we have the usual saw for the Russian vehicles, and again we have the side skirts and some sides of the turret, which has got lovely detail again with the hatches, with the nice detail again, and side skirts which is nicely detailed again with the little clasps. So I don't know what that is. That must be the log. I can't think of it being the barrel cleaner. It's too large. Must be a log. Nice enough anyhow, can't complain at that. Right, we have another, this is the last sprue, but there's two of those, and there's different anyhow. So this is more track. Again, the length and length track, with all the details again, got all the separate guide horns for the different parts that go around the thing, so it looks like it's going to be a nice easy track to put on, because all the hard work's been done for you with the bend in the guide horns, and the suspension. Really crisp detail. Look at the detail on these parts here. That's really nice. Pin mark there, but that's the inside, so we're not going to see it. And on the reverse, we have the outside of the tracks, which I have to say is superb. There we are. Look at the detail on those. Really, 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 really nice. And then we have the whatever machine gun they use. It isn't slide molded, but it's still quite nice. Should be able to drill the end of that one. That's a bit bigger, slightly bigger muzzle at the end, so I should be able to 0.3 or 0.2 drill. Should be able to take that out. And we have a little fuel can there. I don't know what all these other parts are. Big black plate there with blank plate. That must be for the underneath of the main hull. I would have thought, well, we cut that big plastic part out. And we have ammunition storage boxes, I would have thought, or boxes for the outside. The rear vents for the rear of the tank, I presume. Oh, sorry, assault gun, not a tank. Right, so that's that sprue, and then we've got the last sprue here, which has got the main barrel on. Fortunately, it's two-piece. But saying that, it's not going to take a great deal. 1, 2, 5 joint points. Detail is quite nice again. The level of detail is superb. Yeah, so there's the gun, parts of the gun. Shouldn't be too much of a problem to get that sorted. With any kind of modeler, you should be able to do these things. The level of detail again is superb. These are I don't know what these parts are actually on the outside of the tank. On the assault gun, these parts, there must be like electric conduit, I don't know, something like that. Lots of little highlights, part of the what are the hatches, commander's cupola perhaps, and there's the lid on it again. More fine detail work on there again. Really is. That looks like it's the gun crutch or whatever you other people call it. I call it that. But there again, I have to say the level of detail is really nice. So it's going to be quite an impressive build when that gets when I get round to doing it again. And then we have the Zvezda detail destructions, which can be either hit and miss, can be good, or they can go the total opposite way and be rubbish. But I'm hoping these ones are going to be good. So with the model assembly versions, we have two versions. We can either have the version as in transport mode with the gun crutch up, or you can have the in firing position with the chute, the automatic chute at the loader at the back. So it's is it a booklet? It is indeed, so it's a good start. And we have the sprue map on the first 2 pages, which is nice and clearly detailed, and they say they've given you the numbers for each part as well. And then on there you have the it's all in Russian, so I can't tell you what it's called. So that's the first page out of the way. Right, to glue on detail on specific place. Right, I see, with the arrows. Right, okay. It's quite a busy page, but down the side we have all the assemblies, and then obviously positioning it on the upper hull. Fairly straightforward. There you have them grill things to put out and put straight on, and then the sub assemblies there built and then told you where to put them on as well. And then we go on to level 3, which is more storage, but obviously the sub builds again onto the upper hull. So, and again, keeping going down the left hand side of the sorry, my left hand side, we have all the sub builds, and then telling you where they actually go. So we're starting on level 4 with the sprockets and things like that. And underneath the main hull, we've got that blast shield, or is that the thing that digs in when it's firing? I think that's what it is. And then we start on with the wheel assembly again and the positioning of the suspension arms. Fairly straightforward, nothing too difficult there. And then we're going on to the number 7 is attaching the low hull to the upper hull and starting of the tracks. I will probably put all the tracks together, i.e. all the guide horns, into places like that, but they certainly won't be going on at that point. I'll dry fit them to see what they're like. That's fairly self-explanatory. You know, there's the 8, 9 and 10 and tells you 11 and then tells you where they all go. And then the side skirts on and the outer road. Ah, that's different. You're actually putting the track on the inside of the inside wheels, and then you're placing the outside wheels onto the inner wheels. So that's something new. Never done that before. That was a bit unusual. So obviously it must work. We shall find out anyhow. But see, the side skirts I won't be putting on at that point either. And then we're on to the rear of the, yeah, it is a log. It is a log. A bit disappointed that log isn't much detail. It's too smooth. So I'll just have to find something in the garden. And then I've got the tow hook. And again we have the little edge part, you know, the little fray of cottony thing for the grills to go on there. And then tow hooks and lifting hooks and guide horns and whatever you want to call them. Guide horns, oh yeah, lifting hooks, and for the tow hooks as well. And then some electrical work with the lighting and the light guards. And then we're starting to assemble one of the, looks like a hatch. And then the machine gun, which looks quite nice in the end actually. You've got the nice detail. When I said where the part was on the inside you wouldn't see it, that's part of the gun. It's fastened to the main, one of the couplers there. Very nice. Now we have a searchlight, by the looks of it. So that's all, that's quite nice. All on the cupola lid. Very nice. And again we're starting off with the making of the inside of the main gun. There again, all straightforward. Again, nothing too, and then there's starting to put together the turret. Could call it a tank. He's got a turret, see, it moves, the turret moves as well, so it's one of them funny things, but it's an assault gun. And again, there we are, putting the actual main gun inside the lower of the turret. And then positioning that machine gun part on top of the roof. And then positioning the roof on top of the upper hull, sorry, the upper turret. And then we're starting to assemble the main gun, which I'll probably do. One of the first things I do usually is put the main gun together and see what it comes out like. So there's a bit of small details on the turret as well. It's nice. Then we've got the Pioneer tools, some grab handles, this, that and the other. And then we have a telescope, sorry, yeah, vision block there to go in there, clear. More grab handles, other little bits and pieces. There's the old saw that goes on. It wouldn't be a Russian vehicle without the saw, so they can go off and cut themselves a fresh log. And then we're actually starting to attach more stuff onto the turret now. I like whatever that part is, like electrical stuff is hidden inside that casing, I would say, I thought. And then we've got, I think this is for the chute for the back, for the actual auto loader at the back, if I'm not mistaken. I think it is. There again, it's nicely detailed by looking at it. Let me just see if it says anything. Ah, right, yeah. Remove for assembly 2 versions. Yeah. So it gives you can either load it or have it all fastened up, or you can have it written lying down in the firing position. I see. Well, I'll tell you that on this next page. You got that on the second page here. You got option 1, option 2, and telling you where to position it, if it's going to be in the close position or in the fire position. And there's a gun crux, I think, isn't it? No, gun crutch. No, it isn't. Or is it? Unsure. And there we are, that's it, fastened up here in the firing position there with the chute at the back. And then, yeah, it is the gun crutch, and then you can say you can have it, well, with version 1 you can have it attached to that. I'll have the gun crutch, I'll put a light down. And then we don't have a colour collar, which is a shame, but it is just olive green, and it's giving you the options of Zvezda's paints, which I've never seen in Humbrol. And that tells you about the decals. It doesn't give you a unit marking or anything like that. So the colours we need, it says brass, silver, gunmetal, scarlet, white, black, natural wood, khaki and dark green. So we shall see, but you know, it looks an imposing vehicle, to say the least. I would say the barrel is actually longer than the whole vehicle itself. Some size bloody gun on that thing, 152mm. That'll do some damage. But yeah, generally speaking, as a Zvezda kit, it's really nice to say they're actually pulling their finger out now and getting some really nice kits across. And the detail, the decals and the instruction sheet is pretty good. Better than the Dragons anyhow, put it that way. It's just a pity you never got a colour call out like most of the new kits are doing now with the I think they did one in that, was it the T3485? I think it gave us a colour call out in that, didn't they? If I'm not mistaken. Not 100% sure, but there again you can always, you know, have a look online and find out what and where and how you want to do it. The base is there to make a good looking vehicle. So I think and that's about it for that. Yeah, and I think that was just about 30 quid. I think that was just under 30 quid, and for a vehicle of that size and level of detail, it's pretty good. In fact, it's very good. I hope it should go together quite well. I said the newer Zvezda kits go together really well. So alright, I think that's it for the day. So thank you very much for taking your time out to view this, and thank you to my subscribers, new and old. There's a lot more to come yet. I say there's the Whippet update 3, starting of the diorama and the weathering on the Whippet. That'll be up very shortly, next day or so. So that's about it really. So this is Greg signing off, and we'll catch you very soon.